Everybody, welcome back. Season 2, Episode 1 of Recliner Sports Talk. My name is Nick.
I'm Brandon.
I'm Zach.
We are back. NFL starts tomorrow. Well, I guess when this is posted, it will be today. We have made it, everybody. Obviously, we came to an abrupt stop, but we figured that was a good spot to end. We're in that lull of sports. No offense to baseball. We all love baseball, but we know how that part of the year gets. Comes less and less of what to talk to. Figure it'd be a good break, work on our mentals. You know what I mean? Shout out Marshawn Lynch there. But again, guys, got anything saying? Glad to be back.
Yeah, I'll go first. Yeah, I'm glad to be back. A lot of different things have happened in sport and everything like that. I'm excited for the NFL to come back. I'm excited to talk about some picks tonight. See how similar we are or how different.
Yeah. We all know football season's the best season. I know we all love baseball. That was probably I'm gonna go out on a limb and say that was all of our first love, baseball. But like as I've gotten older, like I appreciate football for what it is. It's by far my favorite sport, not even close. College basketball, March Madness, like that's the best postseason. But like if I'm talking like regular season, like nothing beats football.
Yes, agree. Obviously, baseball, they say America's pastime. Its new sport is NFL football. So our plan for today, we're pretty much going to all make our predictions. It's going to be an NFL predictions episode. We're going to predict who's going to win every division, who's going to be our offensive defense rookie of the year, MVP, and then who is going to be in the Super Bowl. We're not going to pick a champ, just who's back in the Super Bowl. So, fellas, you cool if we go AFC and then NFC?
Yeah.
Yep, that works.
All right, here we go. AFC East. We have the Bills, Dolphins, Patriots, and Jets. Obviously, Bills made the playoff run there, but Patriots were a little bit down. Dolphins trying to take that next step. I don't think the Jets are there. I'll be quick. Obviously, the Bills. A lot of people are picking the Bills to be back in that AFC championship. But I think the big dog got his bark back, and I think the Patriots, with their defensive players back, I think they're making the right move with Mac Jones, only because I think he's that field general. He's not going to go out there and just win you a game, but he's not going to lose you a game. I feel like at times Cam Newton could not help himself due to that shoulder, lost him some games there. I think the Dolphins are on their way up. I think they're going to cause some havoc a little bit. Obviously, I know the Bills are going to get in the playoffs here. But I think the Patriots, besides the Bills games, are going to control a lot of their games defensively and holding on to the ball. So I'm going to go Patriots, AFC East champs. Brandon?
I think Buffalo actually will have the best record in football by the end of the regular season. I think their schedule is pretty easy if you look at it. I do agree with you. Most people don't realize literally like 7 players on the Patriots defense opted out last year. They will be back. Bill Belichick knows what he's doing. That offense is going to be really good. I like Mac Jones. At first I wasn't a believer, but he literally killed the Giants. And the Giants have a pretty good secondary. Like he ate them alive. I know it's preseason, but that means something. I mean, he even made James Bradbury, who's probably a top 5 corner, look bad in practice. With that being said, Buffalo will win 15 games. They'll lose twice.
I'll keep it quick. I agree with Brandon. I think the Bills are going to win this division. I think the Patriots are going to be a very good team, and I agree that they got their bark back because they did have a lot of people opt out last year, but I definitely am going to go with the Bills. I like their moves that they made, picking up Emmanuel Sanders. They're going to try and work more in the run game. Zach Moss, this is his chance to prove that he's the guy. I think he's going to have a decent year this year, but obviously it's all going to be on Josh Allen. I think Josh Allen's going to be take another step forward, and he's gotten better every year he's played. So I definitely think he is going to lead this division.
Yeah. All right. On to the AFC West. Zach, I'll let you go first here. Obviously, we got the Broncos, Chiefs, Raiders, and Chargers.
So I think this division's actually going to be a pretty good division. I think the Broncos are going to shock some people, but I'm not picking them to win the division. But I think they're going to be better than they have been. I think Vic Fangio finally got his guys in and all that. But I think it's going to be the Chiefs and the Chargers that lead this division. And I think the Chiefs are going to take it.
Brandon?
Yeah, Chiefs easy. They win 14 games this year. But I will say Chargers, sneaky good team. Justin Herbert's going to take that leap. In fact, I'll talk about that later in the show, but Herbert is a stud.
Yeah, I'm also going to go Chiefs. A very easy division to pick, but
Yeah.
I think the Chargers kind of stay the same. I think the offense numbers are going to be there. I think it's going to be, they just don't know how to win. I think the Raiders take a step up. I'm not saying that stepped up is they're second in the division. I just think they're going to play better this year.
The problem with the Chargers, and I don't mean to cut you off, but Austin Eckler got hurt today, pulled his hamstring. So that's
He did. I didn't see that.
Yeah, so that's the issue with the Chargers too, is that they can't keep Eckler healthy. So
they can't keep their defense healthy.
Yeah, Derwin James been out the past 2 years.
See, and obviously the Broncos going to have a great defense, but I don't think their offense is going to do enough to help them out at the end of the day, no matter what kind of weapons they have there. Love my boy Teddy B, but I don't think he's getting it done. All right, so AFC North, Brandon, who's winning the AFC North?
The Ravens, and I think Cleveland gets second, but I will say I don't think Baker improves at all. I'm going to go out on a limb and say he's not going to be what they think he's going to be. I know Baker made a little step last year. I don't think he's going to make that big one. I think Baltimore runs away with the division. Pittsburgh's not going to do good, and Cincinnati sucks.
Me?
Yep.
So this one, I said this last year, and I'm going to stick with it. I said that the Browns are on. This is the year for the Browns to do it. If they're going to do it, this is the year to do it. They stacked their defense. I think they made great moves in the offseason to fill holes that they had on defense. Their offense is set. They're the number one offense line in football. They have the best running back duo in football. I think the Browns take this division, and I think the Ravens and Steelers end up getting the wild card spots.
Yeah, this is probably one of the better divisions because I'm going to say, obviously, the Bengals are going to finish last in the division, and they're going to have some really good offensive players this year, really young offensive players. I think that's the team here that's about 2 to 3 years away. They got to build up around Burrow. I think the Steelers kind of stay the same as they were last year. I don't think they're going to be that undefeated team that loses a bunch, but I think they're going to be pretty similar. But I agree, the Browns, gosh, they are tough. Their defense, I agree, I think is going to be lights out. That might be the best defense in the division, but I'm also going to go with the Ravens. I'm a big Lamar fan. I think they just do a lot of things right. J.K. Dobbins hurts them a lot, but you know what makes up for that? Lamar Jackson. If Jackson gets hurt, did you guys see their backup? I can't think of his name right now, but he went to Utah. What's his name? Do you know?
Yes, he's a running quarterback. I can't remember his name. Really good Pac-12 quarterback, though.
He runs the offense just as well as Lamar Jackson. So if, God forbid, he gets hurt, I think you let him run even more, knowing you have that in your back pocket. Not saying he's the exact same. And I'll look up that name here.
What happened to Trace McSorley?
He's hurt,
lost, and the other dude balled out in the preseason.
Makes sense. Real quick, Gus Edwards, career 5.2 yards per carry. He's a great running back.
Yeah, exactly. And they're going to do that power with him, and they're going to read that and loop up guys, and you're going to let Lamar run that outside. So guess what, Gus? You don't have to run outside.
Doesn't matter.
Watch tape on Gus Edwards 2 years ago when he tore it up.
Watch tape on Patrick Ricard, the 310-pound fullback they have. Yeah. I'm serious. He is a monster of a blocker.
Rashad Bateman. Watch when he comes back week 5. All right, here we go. AFC South. I'll go quick. Colts. I think the Titans have the offense that a lot of people wish for, right? You have that power run game. You have a quarterback that can control the ball and stretch it downfield. They have receivers that complement Derrick Henry, but their defense will not stand up. And I think the Colts offense will do well enough. And I think the Colts have a very good defense as well. So I think that's going to take with the Colts taking that next step. I bet Wentz has a pretty good year too. It's kind of his revenge year, so to say. Brandon?
I think the Colts and Titans tie at 11 wins. It's going to be really close. It's going to come down to tiebreakers. Ultimately, I think Tennessee wins the division. But I think the Colts get in the playoffs still.
I agree. I think this is going to be a close division. I think it's going to be the best race towards the end. I think the Colts and Titans are going to be very similar, but the Colts have a better defense, and I think that's what's going to put them over the edge. The thing with the Colts that scares me, though, is they have this little pack I don't know what's going on, but a lot of their players are not getting vaccinated. And I think that throughout the year is going to hurt some teams, but that is a team that, their starting quarterback isn't vaccinated. Carson Wentz, my guy, but he isn't vaccinated, and there's a few players on that roster that are key. I think the center isn't vaccinated, Ryan Kelly, and a couple wide receivers also. So that stuff is going to hurt teams down the stretch, but I do think the Colts are going to win this division.
All right. On to the NFC. I think it's fair we leave the NFC East to last since we're all NFC East fans. You guys agree with that or go right off the bat?
Don't matter to me.
All right, we'll save that for last here. We'll skip to the NFC West. We had the Cardinals, Rams, 49ers. I think it's the Rams division to lose. I really do. They made the moves. They got their quarterback, right? It was the quarterback away, even though they lost 10-3 in the Super Bowl not too long ago. They have one of the best players in football. You could say top 2 football players in the NFL with Aaron Donald. I think their defense is too strong. I think you finally got that quarterback. Okay. Obviously, they're going to be a little bit of running back by committee there now. But Rams, hey, Matt Stafford could have sat there and always complained and said Detroit's the reason why he didn't do it. This is your best chance to do it now. Better prove yourself. Zach, what do you think?
So this is my bold pick of the night. I'm going with the 49ers to win this division.
Okay,
I think
we'll go there. All right.
I think Trey Lance ends up taking over here soon. I think Kyle Shanahan's offense, which I love, a very run-heavy offense. They have a lot of good backs with Sermon, Mostert, and James. I can't remember his first name right now. Richie James.
JaMychal Hasty too.
I think he got cut. But
no, I think he made it.
Did he? All 4 of them made it? Whatever.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
I love their rushing attack. I love their young wide receivers. If Deebo Samuel can stay healthy, I think this is going to be a scary team. Also with George Kittle staying healthy. But the biggest thing last year was their defense was all out. They were all hurt. They're all back this year, and their defense was top 3 2 years ago. They're all back. So 49ers, I think, not run away with the division, but I think they take it in the end.
You stole my pick. I swear. I have the 49ers winning. I watched the Rams. I know they have Stafford instead of Goff. I watched the Rams play, honestly, a terrible 1-7 Giants team last year, and they put up 10 points or something like that over the Giants. Didn't impress me. I know they have talent. The Rams, to me, are the Cowboys of the West. They have talented roster, but in the end, they don't win games. And I think the 49ers, like you said, they're going to have a healthy defense. Their offense is good. They have great running backs.
Sorry, the Rams struggle on the road bad. Don't know why, but ever since Sean McVay's taken over, even when they're at their best, they just struggle on the road.
Because they party. It's LA.
That's it. No other NFL team does it. All right. So Tyler Huntley is the backup quarterback for the Ravens there, by the way. Tyler Huntley. All right. To the NFC North, we got the Bears, Lions, Packers, Vikings. Kind of interesting because obviously the Packers, right? They've been in that NFC Championship, not been getting it done. They have one of the best quarterbacks to ever do it. That's, top 25 quarterback ever. Is that an argument that we have to make? Would you guys agree?
Top 25 quarterback?
Yeah.
Oh my God, he's top 10.
Okay, I'm just making sure. So Bears, interesting to see what they do there. Because I think Justin Fields is going to come in and start at some point. It's just when. And is it going to be because injury or is it because they're playing so bad? Lions, kind of interested to see. Obviously, new coach is in there getting his feet wet. Jared Goff, we'll see. They had Matthew Stafford, and then the Vikings obviously have talent. Can they do anything with it? But I think it's hard to go against the Packers here. Brandon?
I think this is the second worst division after the AFC South. And people talk shit on the NFC East. Watch out, because they're going to have a combined better record than the AFC South and the NFC North. Lions are trash. Vikings, not impressed. And I think Kirk Cousins is going to get COVID at least twice. So I'm serious. I don't think the Vikings do anything. The Bears are going to be one of the worst teams in football. They have a terrible offensive line. Yes, Nick, the Bears. The Bears are going to be bad. They're going to win 6 games. I'm calling it now. And then the Packers will win like 12-13, and they'll win the division by 4 games. Yeah,
this is an easy pick for me. I think the Packers are going to win it. I I will say a few years ago when Kirk Cousins signed with the Vikings after they lost the Eagles in the NFC Championship, I thought the Eagles were in big trouble to even compete again for another Super Bowl because I thought Kirk Cousins was the answer. But they just haven't figured it out since he's been there. And I feel like in Washington, it was kind of the same thing. Like they had the talent, they just couldn't really put it all together. Went to Minnesota, it's kind of been the same result. I don't know. I think it'll be the Packers, Vikings, Bears, the top three. I don't think the Lions will be a factor at all, but it's very surprising that the Vikings, I feel like this should have been, or last year should have been the year that the Vikings would take that step. They never took that step. But for me, I think the Vikings are a scary offensive team, but defensively, they've been terrible. And Mike Zimmer is a great defensive coordinator. So that's why I just really don't understand it. But Packers.
Sneaky great signing Dalvin Tomlinson at nose tackle for them. But the Vikings defense 3 years ago, probably top three. They went down real fast.
Yeah. All right. On to the NFC South. Zach, I'll let you start on this one.
All right. So I think it's a two-man race here. I think it's Tampa and New Orleans. I think Jameis Winston is going to be probably the comeback player of the year. He's coming from a backup where he didn't play at all, really, besides the one pass in the playoffs. And that little like half of a game, played a half against the 49ers last year, and then Taysom Hill took over. But I think Tampa Bay is the best roster in football right now. They have all 22 stars from the Super Bowl back. Unfortunately, their safety got hurt the other day or something, so he's not playing tomorrow night or tonight. Sorry. But I think that Tampa Bay runs away with this division in the end. But I think New Orleans is going to be better than people expect also, even without Michael Thomas.
Yeah. Brandon?
Carson's knocking on the door, Zach.
I know.
Tampa Bay wins 14 games. They'll lose 3 on just – they might not all be there for a week, or there might be some injuries here and there. But at the end of the day, Tampa's the best team in the NFC East. They're better than the Packers, and they're better than the 49ers. So, it's Tampa Bay. They have all, like you said, I'm pretty sure they have literally every single starter returning. I mean, that's basically impossible to do. But they just won the Super Bowl, and they have every returning starter. So, I mean, I'm not going to give away my Super Bowl pick, but, I'm giving it away.
All right. I'm also going to go Buccaneers. Obviously, I think they're really good. Like Zach said, 22 returners from Super Bowl team. I think the Panthers, though, are going to be an interesting team this year. I think the Saints' time has come and gone. Obviously, they've had this long run. I don't think Jameis is going to be that good. And I don't think Taysom Hill's the answer when he's doing bad. You know what I mean? So I think the Panthers are the interesting one. I think the Falcons are a 500 ball club. Obviously can't be 500 this year with the extra team, but you know what I mean? They could be on the winning side of that or the losing side of that. But again, I think the Panthers, if they stay healthy, not saying they're winning the division, they could be kind of scary because I don't think Sam Darnold, I think he got the short end of the stick. He played with the Jets.
I agree.
Come on, man. They played with the Jets. Had Gase there too. I'm interested to see what the Panthers can do there.
They are going to be an interesting team. I think consistency is going to be their issue this year, and maybe next year they make that step. But I definitely think they're going to be an interesting team too.
I think their problems their secondary. I think that's the weakest part.
Yeah,
they're trying to build it though. They went and got J.C. Horn, kind of surprise pick, but they did go out and get him.
Well, he's also from South Carolina. I mean, that's a local pick.
Yeah. All right, now to the division. The NFC Beast East right here. Cowboys, Giants, Eagles, Washington. Would anybody love to jump up first and go here?
I'll go first since my team's going to be the worst in the division. I'm picking the Washington football team. I think they have the best defense in the division. I think Fitzpatrick is finally on a team where he doesn't have to throw the ball 50 times a game. They have a running game. They have receivers that can stretch the field, which is Fitzpatrick's strong point, and their defense is very good. If their defense repeats what they did last year, they're going to be fine, and I think they'll go through this division. I think Dallas is the most overrated franchise in sports. and they're getting all the hype, but I truly don't see the Cowboys even making the wild card. But they will be second in the division. But Washington football team, I think, has the most complete team in this division.
Brandon?
I agree. As much as that pains me to say, I can't overlook the Giants' offensive line struggles. I think they have outside of the O-line, I think the Giants have just as good a roster as Washington, because I think Washington has the best roster. I don't care who the names on the Cowboys. They're not good. Washington gets 10 wins. The Giants get 8. And Cowboys get 8 and Philadelphia gets 5. That's just what I think happens. I think Washington just has a superior defense, and I am a big Antonio Gibson fan.
All right. Now, my team here, but I hate the quarterback situation Washington's got. I really, really do. I'm not saying Fitzpatrick's going to be horrible, but you have a bunch of backup quarterbacks. That's their roster, backup quarterbacks. Heineke, Allen, Fitzpatrick, all backup material guys. Now, that defense is what's going to help. And also, obviously, what's their strength? The D-line. They have depth there, a lot of depth. Matt Ioannidis did not play last year, and you could argue that he's one of the best on the team at D-line, and he did not even play last year because of injury. So, again, I think they just got stronger there. It's interesting to see what they're going to do with the secondary. Can they repeat? Obviously, Landon Collins coming back here as well.
Overrated.
Brandon, I'm not saying he's great or anything. I know you're very upset with him, but that also, guess what it does? Adds depth. And if you want to win, you got to have depth. We see it at every level. Zach and I can tell you it happens in high school, college, and the pros. You got to have depth. Obviously, you got to have that quarterback, running back, whatever, but there's a lot of other positions on the field where guys go down. You got to fill in. So I also have Washington, but I think the Cowboys push it and have a chance to also win it, because I think it's really, obviously, everybody's Washington hype, and I think that's exactly what the Cowboys kind of need here, because everybody's picking Washington. There's no expectations. I think coaching holds back the Cowboys with McCarthy, an awkward guy, and I think he's kind of, like they always say, stuck in his ways, okay? So I think that's what holds them back. I agree, Brandon. I think the Giants are going to cause havoc in some games. I also think the Eagles are going to be better than you think, Zach. Not saying they're a playoff team, but I think they're a team that Washington plays 2 of the last 3, and they're all nail biters. And I could see Philly taking a game there too.
I told Brandon the other day, I think they win about 5 or 6 games, and they'll win. And it's same with the Chip Kelly era a couple years ago. They lost to the Lions and the Buccaneers back-to-back weeks by 30, and then go beat New England and Foxborough. I feel like they're a team like that this year, where, hey, we match up great against this team, but we match up poorly against a bad team, and that's what happens. I think they're going to be better than expected. They're very young, but I just think they're going to be the 4th best team in this division. I think the Giants are going to be 2nd or 3rd, Cowboys 2nd or 3rd, and then I just think Washington is the most complete team.
I agree. I just personally, the NFC East is a crapshoot when the teams are playing each other. Let's be honest. It's for rivalry. We have the best rivalries in football. It's Philadelphia, New York. You know, you're what, 90 miles away. You're about an hour and 20 minutes away from each. Well, actually, no. Where the Giants play, it's like an hour away from Philly. And then DC and then Dallas is obviously a huge fan base. It's just different. Those teams can lose to anyone, but they can beat anyone. I don't care what their roster looks like. Any one of the 4 NFC East teams can go out and beat Tampa Bay. The Giants gave Tampa Bay a run for their money last year. Washington in the playoffs looked like they, with Heineke from Old Dominion, looked like they were going to beat Tampa Bay. So, people make fun. It's easy to make fun of the 4 most popular teams in the NFL, probably. But at the end of the day, it's football. Anyone can beat anyone. Yeah.
All right. On to the offensive and defensive rookies. I'll say my 2, and then if you guys want to follow there, I'm wondering if we'll have the same ones. I don't think we're going to have the same offensive ones, but possibly defense. We'll see. All right. Offensive rookie of the year for me, I think it's going to be Justin Fields. And I say that because I think the Bears, like Brandon was saying, are going to struggle with Andy Dalton. And it's going to be, all right, Justin Fields, go in. And, they're going to be so far out of it. He wins 5 of the last 7 for them, something crazy like that, and gets that Offensive Rookie of the Year. Something I really think he's going to come in. Andy Dalton's going to take all the beating. Justin Fields comes in, bring up some morale of the team, and gets a lot of wins there at the end there, and going to cause some havoc in the NFC North, which we just talked about. It's not that good. So the Bears could get better there and do that. And then my Defensive Rookie of the Year, what's that?
I I didn't want to show my pick, but I actually crossed Justin Fields off earlier when I was doing this.
And then my Defensive Rookie of the Year will be Greg Newsome from Cleveland, because I think Ward, they're going to stay away from him, and they're going to test Newsome out nonstop. And I think that's going to boost some turnover numbers for him and some lockdown numbers. And they're already going to have a great defense. So again, it's just going to help him, where they're going to say, all right, let's test the rookie. Let's test the rookie. I think he's going to do well with that.
Northwestern, right?
Yep, Northwestern. All right. Who wants to go next?
Go, Zach.
Okay, so for me, I definitely think Offensive Rookie of the Year is a award that always favors the quarterbacks. And I had Justin Fields earlier when I was doing all this stuff. I was like, you know what? I think Justin Fields takes over Chicago, and hey, maybe he makes a late run because it's going to be a close division for that 2nd and 3rd spot. Who knows? But then I crossed it off, and I was thinking about, hey, which team do I think right now has the best shot of making maybe a wild card or a division? My Rookie of the Year this year is Mac Jones.
Yep. You're big.
Because
you're going to say someone crazy.
No, I know, but but I think that he has a shot to get the Patriots either a division title or a wild card spot, because I think that roster is very good around him. I think their defense is good. They got them 2 really good tight ends that are young. They obviously have running backs galore that they're going to keep rotating. And they got them some young wideouts that I really like. Nelson Aguilar had a great year. I can't stand Nelson Aguilar. I don't care how good he's been since he left Philly. He was terrible in Philly, but I like him for Mac Jones in New England. So I think Mac Jones takes the Offensive Rookie of the Year. And then my Defensive Rookie of the Year, honestly, I think it's a guy that is going to have a big impact on his defense because they were so bad last year, but it's going to be Micah Parsons from Dallas. I think Micah Parsons is going to have a really good year for Dallas. And I think he takes Defensive Rookie of the Year. And did I take someone's picks or?
You took both. I'm not going to even talk about it. You literally took both of my picks. Parsons easily wins Defensive Player of the Year. Easily runs away with it because Dallas is so bad defensively. Yeah, yes, Nick. A linebacker who runs 4.3 and is like 260
I think
pounds.
you're talking about Washington's first round pick then, if we're talking about how fast they run.
No. Parsons is a beast. I wanted the Giants to take him, honestly. He's a beast. Penn State linebackers always do well in the pros. I think he dominates. And yeah, Mac Jones, I really think the Patriots are really good and he'll do well.
All right. We're within that last final 10 minutes here,
Yeah.
buddy. So we're going to go MVP. I'll be quick. I think it's going to be Tom Brady. I think expectations, obviously, he's 40, going to be 43 this year. And I think he's going to put up the best quarterback numbers in the league that aren't inflated, but meaning the team that's not throwing it 40 times a game inflated for what he's going to do. And I think they're going to be so dominant with a 43-year-old quarterback. It just makes too much sense that Tom Brady is going to be there. And I'll even say my Super Bowl because it just kind of leads right up into it. Tom Brady, my MVP, and the rematch happens. The Chiefs, the Buccaneers. Chiefs are hungry, even though I think a lot of teams saw the kink in the armor last year and how bad they looked in the Super Bowl. But I think it's kind of that revenge time, and Chiefs get back there. It'll be awesome to see what happens because I could not tell you who's going to win that Super Bowl. I'm just excited for when it happens. Brandon?
I think Josh Allen wins the MVP. I really do. I think Allen makes that, like Zach said, I think he makes that step up, even though he was already a top 5 candidate. I think he puts up incredible numbers. Like I'm talking 10 rushing touchdowns, even like incredible numbers. 5,000 yards because we have 17 games now. So he's gonna put some crazy ass numbers up. They're gonna do well. 15-2, best record in the regular season. With that being said, Chiefs Bucks Super Bowl rematch.
For me, I also say that Josh Allen is going to win the MVP, and I also think that he takes the Buffalo Bills to the Super Bowl against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. I am jumping on the Buffalo Bills bandwagon, though. I think they take every year they've gotten better with Josh Allen. I think they take another step with Josh Allen this year. I think they get over that hump. Now they have the horrible history in the Super Bowl in the past, but I'm not going to pick a winner yet. But I do think it's going to be the Buffalo Bills and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
All right, everybody. Well, episode 1 of season 2, thought it went pretty well. Guys, I'm pumped to be back. I miss this so much. Any final words here before we go?
Yeah, I'll go. I just want to say Alabama football is here. Literally everyone else is down here. I don't see how Alabama loses this year. Clemson and Georgia didn't look anything special. Oklahoma, definitely not there. Notre Dame shouldn't be ranked in the top 25. And that's my favorite team. I can admit it. They stink. Wisconsin, Penn State, those quarterbacks are trash. I think Alabama is just above everyone. Not even close.
It's week 1, man. Week 1. But I'm excited. I'm excited to see. I hope Oregon bounces back, but Oregon, Ohio State Saturday. I have a game, unfortunately, so I'll be keeping the stat track for after the game. But I hope Oregon bounces back from the Fresno State game. Offensively, they just got a little slow, but I love Anthony Brown running quarterback for us this year.
Yeah, I'm excited for college football, NFL, parlay, half-point sheets, all that stuff. Love it, love it, love it. Can't wait. Not excited about fantasy football. We won't get these guys started on that. But hey, another year of football is here every year. Another football is here, and I am pumped. Nothing else needs to be said about it, okay? Well, everybody, my name is Nick.
I'm Brandon.
I'm Zach.
And I cannot wait to see you guys every week for the rest of this football season. We'll see you guys next time.
Peace.